What's good, squad? What's good, YouTube? This is Straight Rebel coming back at y'all with another reaction video. Hope y'all doing well tonight. I'm doing well, up in this early morning AM trying to get these reaction videos ready for y'all. Hope all y'all having a good weekend, whether y'all grinding or sleeping. I hope y'all all doing good. Hope y'all all having a good weekend. Well, we about to get into this reaction video. We got this one, a rapper who recorded his own murder. Now we gotta do better, people. We gotta do better. Come on, man. You recorded your own death. You recorded your own killing. Like, come on, bro. But let's get into this video, man.
What is it that you want to accomplish this year?
Get money. You already know it, man. I'm trying to get the richest I've never been in my life. You know what I'm saying? Right now, if you can see, man, your boy iced out, man. I probably got over 75 bands worth of jewelry on me right now.
That shit probably fake as hell, bro. I'm sorry. That's probably fake. And why do you have that empty Sprite bottle? Why you got an empty Sprite bottle in there? Like, what does that mean? Come on, man. I mean, we all know what that means, but why is it empty?
And you need to turn them in, and you need to stand for what's right.
In 2017, Raheem Grant was hoping to propel his rap career to a whole new level. Instead, he ended his year recording his own murder at the hands of someone no one was expecting. Well, almost no one. What really happened at his home that fateful night? And what was his killer's motive? This is the full tragic story of the rap artist who recorded his own death. It was 2017.
Yeah, I need to be watchful. All y'all people but you gotta, you on the rise, you got a rap career, like everybody, y'all all need to be watchful. There's always somebody on your team, always. There's 9 times out of 10 somebody on your team hating. And a lot of times you gotta watch out for females nowadays too, because a lot of times these females will set you up. You gotta be watchful, you gotta be mindful. Like, not everybody in the world is meant to, have riches. Not everybody in the world meant to be happy with money, And then I like to say, not always money brings you happiness. You always got to be watchful. I don't care how much money you make. You always got to be watchful, especially if it's easily noticeable. People noticing you making bread. People noticing you making money. People notice you bringing it in. Even if you give back, even if you do good, you always got to be watchful because you never know who's out there. You never know, bro.
In Riverdale, Georgia, and 28-year-old Sierra Harp was enjoying becoming a mom to her 3-year-old girl called Angel. Angel's dad, Raheem Grant, also lived with the two, although he and Sierra were not officially in a relationship. Raheem was a talented rapper who discovered his passion for music when he was only 3. First, there were the drums, then he picked up a microphone and started laying down tunes. His career picked up when he was only 7. He would rap for Showtime at Apollo, an educational show for kids. By the time he was a teenager, Raheem worked under the alias Red Beezy. He would mix music for others and make his own tunes too. Eventually, he became a pretty well-known figure in the Atlanta rap industry, and he even opened up for Ludacris. Red Beezy's mother,
Hey, and that's pretty commendable because not everybody is promised certain things in their life. Not everybody's promised the best things. And he was on his way. He started at a young age, and he kept it going. Not everybody does that from a young age. Some people start out in their teenage years. Some people start in their 20s rapping and stuff like that. And sometimes we be looking at people like, why are you even rapping, or why are you starting out now? Like, it's different when you start out at a younger age, doing talent shows and stuff like that. People look at you more of like, man, like he got something going for him, especially if you good, That's the main thing. You gotta be good if you want people to think you're gonna make it places. Off rip. That's just how it is.
Geraldine worked as his manager ever since he was a kid. She fully supported his passion and pushed him to meet even bigger names and make a name for himself in the entire US. 2018 was going to be his first nationwide tour.
Really working with a lot of people, making a lot of connections, that usually wouldn't be made. You know what it is, like real mob connections, dog.
What is it that you want to accomplish this year?
Get money. You already know it, man. I'm trying to get the riches I've never been in my life. You know what I'm saying? Right now, if you can sheep, man, your boy iced out, man. I probably got over 75 bands worth of jewelry on me right now.
But that was his rap persona. Raheem was also a devoted dad and liked to spend time at home with Sierra and Angel. Raheem and Sierra were not a couple, but after Sierra got pregnant, they decided to have the baby and co-parent her. So Sierra and Angel moved into Raheem's place in a safe, gated community to raise their daughter together. But Raheem wasn't listed on Angel's birth certificate and did not have custody of his daughter. Sierra worked in marketing for local bars and clubs.
Whoa. He didn't have custody of his daughter, and that's crazy. That's crazy, especially for him to. I mean, man, that's kind of a crazy situation because you're not. Because what did they say? They said he wasn't. Let me see.
Raheem's place in a safe, gated community to raise their daughter together. But Raheem wasn't listed on Angel's birth certificate and did not have custody.
Wow. So wasn't listed on the birth certificate and didn't have custody. But he was all in though. Like he was literally all in. And I'm not gonna say that's harder to find nowadays, especially like with rappers and stuff like that. But in a way it can be. Especially if like if you're a rapper, you're not real known and stuff like that. Like some people just they don't care. They don't even sometimes care how the public portrays them or sees them because not everybody's gonna see them the same way as everybody else, you know. And as a rapper, you know, everybody got a persona. And you don't always look at the rapper and being like, oh, best dad in the world, you know. People don't look at that as being a rapper. But it's very possible and it's very, very a lot of situations and examples out there.
Of his daughter. Sierra worked in marketing for local bars and clubs. It was at one of these venues that she met Raheem, who was preparing to perform there on the same day that she was trying to get a job working for the space. The two hit it off on a casual basis, but before long, Sierra got pregnant. Neither of them had children, and this wasn't exactly the perfect situation or time to have a baby. But both were really excited at the prospect. Sierra wanted to be a mom, and she would devote all of her time and resources to raising Angel. Raheem too saw Angel as his opportunity to dream bigger, to make more money, and to work towards something meaningful. Although he looked and spoke like your average gangster rapper, Raheem also spoke out against the violence in the rap industry. He did not want to keep a firearm on himself at all times or get into fights with rival rappers.
Yeah. You can roll the dice, but don't cause you gambling with your life.
However, Raheem was playing.
Sometimes that's I mean, especially if you're not a well-known rapper, a lot of times they're gonna have something on them. But you know, if you want to make your, regardless, if you want to make your way, sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. And like, that's why it's always good to have security. That's why it's always good to have a team around you. You know, somebody watching, because you know, you never know what can happen. And you don't want to be you necessarily the money. You don't want to always be out there risking yourself, having to defend yourself. You know, yourself. You should be able to have security. You should be able to, and especially if you're well known, they should be having security for you. You know, type shit. Play off rip.
Playing two parts.
Lane, 2 cups. All I want, 2 cups. All I need, 2 cups.
At times, Raheem seemed above the industry. Other times, the industry seemed to swallow him. He would behave like his aggressive counterparts and get into the sort of conflicts that get rappers' attention online. One day, he told his mom he feared for his life. More precisely, he said he feared getting offed before he hit 30. On December 29th, 2017, his fears proved right. In the late hours of that evening, a group of officers broke into his home in the gated community of Riverdale where he lived with Sierra and Angel. Raheem's lifeless body was found face down between the bedroom and the bathroom, with at least 3 bullet wounds on his body and head. He was 28 when he was unalived. His poor mother was shocked to learn his fate so soon after what he had told her. He Here's where the case gets interesting.
And that's crazy. But you knew off rip, his mama was gonna look into that, cause there ain't nowhere in the world, especially if a son, who I don't care who it is, if anybody tells a parent that they fear for their life, like that's just like that's not something that you just take lightly, cause not anybody's gonna just be sitting there saying like, I'm risking, or I feel I'm in fear of my life. Especially if they never shown it, they never shown that side, and it's like, and it's just randomly out of the blue, like them saying that, like that gotta be, like that has to be like some, that like crazy, especially for the mom. And like I couldn't even imagine like my kid telling me or like something like that, and I would literally be thinking about that like every day, like, are they all right? They cool? Like whenever they're not around me, are they okay? Because that's always going to be the thought process or something going through my mind, especially if I don't hear from you within a certain amount of time, like I'm used to hearing from you, or you not getting in touch with me like you used to get in touch with me, like that's going to be raising a few alarms, a few bells are going to be going off in my head, just off rip.
That night, law enforcement in Riverdale broke into Raheem's home to arrest him. The officers did not expect to find him dead. At around 10:50 p.m. on December 29th, Raheem's...
Whoa, it said that the police came in to arrest him? Hold on, I gotta back that up, because that threw me off. That threw me off.
He was 28 when he was unalived. His poor mother was shocked to learn his fate so soon after what he had told her. Here's where the case gets interesting. That night, law enforcement in Riverdale broke into Raheem's home to arrest him. The officers did not...
Whoa. So they broke into his home to arrest him. But why would you break into somebody's home? Because you never even said they had a warrant. Now I don't know if that means the same thing. They broke into their home because he had a warrant, or like, I don't know. But that just sounds kind of weird. Like you break into somebody's home to arrest them. Like that just don't make sense to me.
Expect to find him dead. At around 10:50 p.m. on December 29th, Raheem's neighbor phoned 911. Sierra and Angel were at her place, with Sierra bleeding profusely. She was in such a hysterical state that she could hardly piece a few words together. When the officers arrived at the neighbor's place, they found Sierra with multiple jag marks on her legs, screaming, crying, and holding her little girl like she was scared for their life. The neighbor told the officers everything: Sierra's name, age, and what had happened. The neighbor said that Sierra's co-parenting partner, Raheem, was probably responsible for this. She also said that she did not know where Raheem was, as Sierra was in too shock.
Whoa. Wait up, so y'all wasn't in the... So wait, y'all wasn't in the bed together? Like, that whole story is just weird. Like, I gotta play that back. That whole story.
The neighbor said that Sierra's co-parenting partner, Raheem, was probably responsible for this. She also said that she did not know where Raheem was, as Sierra was in too shocked a state to tell her. Within minutes, the officers rushed to Raheem and Sierra's home, hoping to arrest him for DV. Instead, they found him...
Wow. So she tried to get off. She tried to get off and say that he committed a DV on her. Wow, wow, that's crazy. And I already know the story's gonna get interesting, because it's even more, because that's how it started off. They said that the house got broken into by some guys. So it sounds like she basically set him up. That's what it sounds like.
Dead, the victim of an even more violent attack than Sierra. The news blew up on the internet. People were shocked to hear that Red Beasy, the man who claimed to be against violence, was an abusive partner. The detectives had a lot of work to do to uncover what had really happened, as Sierra still wasn't making a lot of sense. First, the forensics team found a knife full of red marks thrown on the floor of Sierra and Raheem's home, but it was inside the neighbor's home that they found the firearm. When they checked it in the system, authorities found
Whoa. So she tried to play it off and use a knife, but knives and bullet holes are totally two different things. Like I'm pretty sure they're gonna look totally different, and a forensic, whoever, even a police officer, is gonna be able to tell the difference between knife holes and a bullet hole. And then even crazier is you had the nerve to take the weapon over to the neighbor's house. You didn't even think about discarding it or getting rid of it, like, before you even went over there. Like, you literally actually took a gun, you took the weapon that you used over to their house. Like come on. Like, you almost trying to get them caught up. And off rip, you already lied about your baby daddy. Like, that's even worse. That's crazy.
It belonged to someone in Raheem's family. However, when the detectives spoke to Raheem's mother, Geraldine, she said that this firearm did not show her son for who he truly was. Geraldine claimed that her son was never angry, not in a violent way. Whenever he got angry, she said, he just walked away. He complained about the rap industry precisely for normalized aggression. He was not the DV type, in other words. So the detectives asked her what she believed happened. Geraldine was quick to point her finger at Sierra. She said Sierra had always been an opportunist and that she was obsessed with her son. Geraldine went as
What did I tell you? And I ain't never seen this. Like, I ain't never seen this. Or whatever reactions I bring to you, they're gonna do. These are videos I literally see going through my timeline and just see that they randomly pop up, and I think that would be good for y'all. You know, something good for me to go into, because I get to see, you know, there's all different types of people out here, and I get to show y'all that y'all gotta watch out. These type of people do exist. These type of females do exist. Like she said, opportunists. People, y'all gotta watch out. If y'all got anything going good for y'all in y'all life, or y'all feel like y'all wanna come up and you feel like somebody notices that, or there's certain people around you that they ain't normally around you, but that type of energy, you gotta be watchful. You gotta, like, you have to always be mindful, and always be on your P's and Q's. Can't be lollygagging out here nowadays, because the more you lollygag, the more easy it is for you to get, you know, caught up on something. But like I said, this lady was a whole opportunist, obsessed with this man. And from the sounds of it, she literally had him trapped from what she wanted. It sounds like she just didn't have the guy's name on the birth certificate, and old boy didn't have custody of his daughter like that. So, man, this is crazy, though.
Geraldine went as far as to say that Sierra had gotten herself pregnant on purpose so she could stay close to Raheem. As far as Geraldine was concerned, Sierra only wanted to cash in on Raheem's self-made money, and Angel was just a tool for her. These were harsh words, and the theory sounded pretty kooky for the detectives to take it at face value.
I hate to say it, but it's true. Like, and you know, parents are always gonna notice this, but the mom is always gonna notice who is there for their kid. Whether it's their son or their daughter, they always gonna know and have that feeling. They gonna have that feeling in their gut. They don't matter how big or how small it is, they gonna let you know. And I'm not sure if his mom ever let him know about her, and she probably did. But you know, some people are stubborn. They say he's not the DV type, but you know, if you're a rapper, you can be stubborn. Like, oh, I don't believe like that. Like, you know, you never know. But I'm pretty sure his mom felt that about her. Never know when, never knew, like, you know, you never knew she tried to even tell him about this. But like they say, we all grown people out here, so we all gotta live our life ourselves and go through our own mistakes. But it sucks to have to go through a mistake like this, where it's like you lose your life, and it's like it just sucks, especially through somebody that you think is your partner, or somebody you think is that close to you. You know, you got a kid with and all that.
The detectives preferred to think that Geraldine was in denial about her son's behavior. Many mothers tend to believe anything but that their kid is vile. Sierra was taken to a local hospital and treated for her leg injuries. In all respects, they looked like defensive injuries, and she was not treated as a suspect. But the detectives did have to speak to her. After all, she was in a state beyond frantic when they first found her on December 29th. Not only that, but she was well drunk, and she continued to fight off the people who took her to the hospital. From the hospital, Sierra told the detectives that
Off rip, that didn't even sound good. Off rip, that did not sound good. So saying that this situation happened, you're drunk, and you're fighting off people, and your story ain't even 100% like the cops can't. I mean, it's crazy because they said that her wounds look like defensive wounds, stuff like that, so they ruled her out as a suspect. So she thought she was getting off scot-free, but it's like, you gotta look at the other stuff. You drunk, you probably slurring your words, like they not understand you 100%, like your story is not 100% clear, you know, like that type of stuff cops look at. Some might rule you out as a suspect, some might not. But when you drunk in a situation like this, a whole situation like this, and you fully can't comprehend, or you can't fully remember what even happened, and you're so hysterical and stuff like that, like, I'm sorry, but that should not automatically rule you out, especially if you got alcohol in your system and stuff like that, and you were there when it happened. Like, it's like, yeah.
The night of December 29th was a bit hazy for her. She didn't remember how the fight started, but she did remember that she was cooking while Raheem was drinking and taking way too much Xanax. She begged him not to do so, as she knew his behavior got nasty when he combined the two. But as always, he didn't listen to her pleas. Not only did he not listen to her, but he was angered by her telling him what to do. So he became violent and started laying his hands on her. That's when a knife fell out of the holster on Sierra's ankle. One might wonder why she was carrying a knife on her ankle, but that is a question for another time. According to Sierra, when the knife fell out, Raheem...
Yeah, why were you wearing a knife on your ankle? Like, is the area you in, like, not safe? Like, you feel for your life? Like, I understand that type of stuff, but it's like, and then why did the knife come out? Even though like it sounds like this person isn't this type of person, so it's like that's just crazy to me. That's crazy.
Picked it up and began dragging her with it. Scared for her life, Sierra reached for the firearm, which Raheem carried on him. She grabbed it and fired at Raheem until he could not attack her anymore. That's when she noticed 3-year-old...
Hold on. I could have sworn that they said that he did not carry a firearm on him. Am I tripping? Because I could have sworn that they said that he didn't hold firearms on him. Even though, like, him being a rapper, like, he didn't have that persona. So that throws me off. She grabs the gun that he always carries, but they said in the beginning of the video that he didn't carry a firearm and stuff like that. Like, that's throwing me off.
Angel. She had witnessed everything. Despairing over the whole situation, Sierra quickly grabbed Angel and ran out of their home into the neighborhood. her anymore. That's when she noticed 3-year-old Angel. She had witnessed everything. Despairing over the whole situation, Sierra quickly grabbed Angel and ran out of their home into the neighbor's home. The rest of the night, she said, was a blur. She did not remember what she had told the neighbor or the detectives, and she did not even remember the ride to the hospital. The detectives broke the news to Sierra. Raheem's autopsy had been finalized, and it wasn't looking great. He had suffered 7 gunshot wounds and several small jags to his face. One of the bullet marks was in the back of his head, almost as if he was already dead when Sierra fired one more time. This looked more like a frenzied attack than a desperate defense.
Wow, that's and it's crazy. It's crazy that these autopsies and stuff like that, they can tell which bullet happened first, which bullet happened second. They can tell in this predicament, they could tell if you was shot. They could probably tell how many times you were shot after you were actually dead. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, just off rip, the fact that they can tell you when they pronounce, when you passed away, I mean, it's not always 100% that they'll be able to tell, when this person passed away and stuff like that, but they get pretty close to being able to let you know, how long it's been since a person's been unalive, which is crazy. And this situation is even more crazy because of the scenario that we're in, and how we're hearing about that, how he was before, and it's just none of this lines up, because they never even said anything about him even taking Xanax, him drinking heavily and stuff like that. And it's just usually these type of things, you usually see these type of things way before. If you've seen a person drinking, taking Xanax and stuff like that, you see these signs of DV and all different types of stuff way before it even gets down to this point. But it sounds like this was a whole setup. She was like his mom said, she seemed like a whole opportunist.
Sierra said she fired at Raheem several times blindly as there was blood in her eyes. As to the jag marks, she said Raheem had probably done those on himself. What? Sierra was not making a lot of sense. Again. Was her hysterical state that night even genuine? The detectives pressed her for more truthful information. That's when she said, okay, there was another witness. It turns out that night, Raheem was hanging out with a lady friend named Elise Jones. As Sierra and Raheem were not an official couple, they allowed each other to date other people and bring them over to their place. According to Sierra, Elise was there when the fight between them started. But when Sierra called for help,
I don't believe that shit one bit. Ain't no way. Ain't no way a female that look like her. I'm not gonna even say a female that look like her. But I don't get the persona that a female like her is gonna be like. It's literally gonna be like, oh yeah, you can date whoever you want. Yeah, we're not a couple. I mean, I can see them probably being cool with, dating other people, maybe. But the whole thing of, oh yeah, you can date whoever you want and invite them and have them come over to the crib that we stay under. Bruh, please. You got me all types of effed up if you think I'm going to live in the same house with you and you going to sit there and be marrying, you going to be out there dating somebody else. You going to be out there effing somebody else. You going to be letting somebody else dick you down. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way. You got it all types of effed up. This situation just sounds crazy. Like come on. And she thinks they gonna go for that too.
Them started. But when Sierra called for help, Elise simply left the apartment. Later that day, authorities tracked Elise down and questioned her about the incident. Elise said she never witnessed a physical fight. Instead, she was on the couch when Sierra and Raheem went into a back room. She heard arguing and that put her off, so she sent Raheem a text that she'd be heading out, and she left the apartment without seeing or hearing any sort of violence. More clues were pouring in, and it was looking less.
That's crazy. So she actually was dating him. That's crazy. So she actually was dating him, and she was okay with it. But in reality, she don't seem like I don't think she was okay with it. She was just around for the money, and she wanted somebody to take care of her daughter. Plain and simple. That's just what it seems like to me. She didn't have his name on no paperwork or anything like that. She just needed some money. She just wanted somebody to look out for her and look out for her daughter. Literally, that's just what it sounds like.
Less and less credible for Sierra. Around the same time, Geraldine spoke to law enforcement again, and she mentioned something crucial. She said she once told her son to keep his phone with him at all times and record anything if he ever feels like he's in trouble. So the detectives knew they had to look for videos on Raheem's phone. There was a slim chance there might be some explosive evidence on it. Detectives had already seized Raheem's phone as soon as they secured the crime scene, but the phone was passcode locked, and as they couldn't get in, they just left it in an evidence locker. Funnily enough, it was Sierra who gave them the passcode, believing the officers just needed one last minor thing to close the case. Raheem had recorded his own murder, and Sierra gave the detectives what they needed to arrest her.
Wow.
The first video on Raheem.
Wow. I know she felt stupid. Like, she thought she was probably gonna get it. She literally probably thought she was gonna get away with this. Like, literally, that's crazy.
Raheem's phone, dated December 29th, showed Raheem in the bathroom with his face covered in red. He told the Mirror that Sierra had done this to him. He said he was in extreme pain and could not believe the mother of his child had done this. Sierra could also be heard screaming from another room. Then the video captured the first bullet Sierra shot into Raheem, with the latter falling and dropping the phone into the floor. But the phone kept recording. The detectives could see Sierra enter the bathroom and yell at Raheem. That was not all. She was wearing shorts and her legs were unscathed. Yep, unscathed. That means she did not have to defend herself. She made those marks afterward to cover.
Hey man, gotta watch out for these females, man. That's crazy. She literally had the audacity to sit there and scratch up her own legs to make it seem like she was defending herself against this man. Like, she was a whole opportunist / murderer. Like that's insane. Like, can't always trust a pretty face, man. It's like that's sad. That's crazy, man.
For herself. There was something else that she did to cover for herself. When she noticed the phone on the floor recording everything, Sierra stopped the camera. Then she started another recording, claiming that for the entire 4 years of their situationship, Raheem had been a monster partner to her. Raheem was still alive and could be heard telling Sierra not to do this. He warned her she would go to prison for the rest of her life. Sierra's response? Sierra fired several more shots. With his last ounce of power, Raheem said he was going to die. Then he asked Sierra for some water. His last words were, "Can I hug my daughter?" Sierra replied, "You can crawl to her, motherfucker." Then Sierra fired in.
Wow. That's crazy. Let me just get this.
In his head 2 more times. There were 13 minutes of footage on Raheem's phone, and they were deeply incriminating. To add a layer of horror to it all, poor Angel had witnessed everything. Sierra was of course confronted with the video evidence. Shockingly, she doubled.
Bro, that's insane. And I'm like, And 13, I ain't gonna lie, 13 minutes ain't long. But in this predicament, 13 minutes ain't that short either though. Especially video evidence, and you talking like you talk, bro, and the stuff that you saying that you doing, like, bro, I couldn't even imagine, like, that type of stuff would, especially as a parent, being able to, like, just, like, you see that and discovering that type of would send me through the roof. Like, I'm going to jail because this person ain't, no, there ain't no way. You took my kid away from me, like there ain't no way. And it's even worse because now the little girl has to live through this. This, like, thing, this wonder if she's going. I'm just wondering if she's gonna even remember this. Like, if this is gonna ever just flash back into her head, like, you know, just randomly. Like, how does she look at her mom now? Like, that this is, bro, it's crazy.
Down on her theory. This was self-defense. She had to stop the abuse. It was not her fault Raheem was a monster. On February 22nd, 2018, almost 2 months after the incident, Sierra Harp was arrested. At this point, something else was revealed. Just 1 month before Sierra took Raheem's life, Raheem asked to have full custody of Angel, and Sierra had signed the papers. So why did they not go through with this? Sierra's hearing was a media circus, with both Sierra and Raheem's moms going ballistic on Sierra.
How mad do you have to make your own mom to have her ask the judge to sterilize you? This murder case is taking family drama to new levels, pitting a mom against her own daughter.
If Sierra had only unalived Raheem, that would have been bad enough. But to do it all so coldly and callously in front of your toddler daughter, well, that's extra evil.
We, the family, asked the court to sterilize Sierra Harp to prevent any more children being born. We also asked for the highest punishment of life without parole.
Whoa. Wait up. Who was this? Was this the mom? Hold on. Hold on.
Raheem, that would have been bad enough. But to do it all so coldly and callously in front of your toddler daughter, well, that's extra evil.
We, the family, asked the court to sterilize Sierra Harp to prevent any more children being born. We also...
I said we the family. Like, who's the family? Is you talking about like her family? Or, I mean, that don't look like... I don't think that's the mom. I don't think that's Raheem's mom. That looks like that might be her mom. But if that's her mom, that's even more crazy. But I think they said, like, it pit the mom against the daughter. Like, that's insane. That's insane. But it's like you literally sat there and you lied, and you tried to say that, oh, because we were going through stuff. You literally turned off the camera and started a whole new recording about something, about something that wasn't even true. And you tried to justify that into killing somebody. Like, I don't care who you is, female, male, I don't care who you are. No matter what a person puts you through, it doesn't give you the right to kill them. Because if you didn't give them life, as far as I'm concerned, you have no business taking it from them. And even a mother that gives their son or gives their son, daughter, kid life, they don't have any type of right to take that away. Because they can go to jail for that. So it's like, in this situation, you definitely don't have no reason in that. This is crazy.
Asked for the highest punishment of life without parole.
This was Sierra's own mother.
Envious nature took control, and you murdered Raheem for moving on without you. You repeatedly hurt the family, our family. and all the people who ever tried to help you.
It was a harsh lecture from a hurt mom who claimed to have tried to help her daughter for years. Never mind her efforts, Ciara continued to behave antisocially and unkindly towards all those who loved her. As she listened to her mom, Ciara cussed her. Yep, no conscience or remorse there.
Wow, so she's been... This lady was a loose screw from the get-go. That's crazy. And it's even crazy because it's like, man, like you gotta think your whole dude was a rapper. And you know, like everybody, not, like I said in the beginning, not everybody looks at rappers with like the brightest or greatest, you know, like all inspiration, like inspiring. Damn, I can't get the word right. Like inspiring type, you know, they don't look at them like that. But the fact that your dude was a rapper and he was taking a chance on you like this and your own family, like, and you was giving your own family difficulty and stuff like that, and you're like, bro, like that's crazy. Like that makes you look like a whole totally different type of person. Like, just not just from the lying and trying to make, like, bro, like this, your mom made you look a whole totally different type of person. Like, and I don't think there's no coming back from that. I'm sorry.
You reveled in disrespect, foolery, and ignorance. Wherever you went, chaos and trouble were sure to follow.
Ciara was sentenced to 125 years behind bars. That's just another way of saying she will die in prison. Before hearing her punishment, Ciara apologized to Geraldine and asked the judge for leniency.
And I throw myself at the mercy of the court. I truly apologize. And
Bruh. She got no tears. You see how she reading that? She reading that at high school level. But ain't no way in the world nobody giving her leniency. Like, you lied about the whole thing. And then, even worse, like the worst thing of all is you scarred your 3-year-old. You scarred your daughter for the rest of her life. You took away her father. And then you took away her father in front of her. And she may not know everything that happened, but she knows faces. And as she gets older and her life goes on, she's gonna not just be able to put the pieces together, but there's gonna be people out there that's gonna be able to help her put the pieces together. Because there are gonna be people out there that don't want her to go down this road. Like, don't be like your mom, you know? And your mom's supposed to be your superhero. Your mom's supposed to be like your mom and dad are supposed to be like the best examples for you all as raising up, you know? And this situation is crazy, bro. This is crazy.
I'm very sorry.
But was she apologizing out of remorse or because she was hoping for a lighter sentence? Her last words to Raheem are so chilling that it's hard to see Ciara as a warm, remorseful person. Geraldine spoke after Ciara's sentencing. She said if her son was ever abusive, this is what Ciara should have done.
You need to come up and you need to turn them in and you need to stand for what's right.
It's true. Murder is never an option. If Raheem was ever violent towards Ciara, there were a million things she could have done before that. And if he was violent, why did she sign the papers agreeing for Raheem to take custody of Angel? Were Geraldine and Ciara's mom right? Was she just a jealous, bitter person angry that Raheem did not want to be with her? How could she take his life this way, in front of Angel? Speaking of Angel, she was shortly taken by CPS while the investigation was going on. Now she is being raised by Ciara's mom. She's in the safe hands of a loving family. But will she ever overcome the horrific trauma of losing both of her parents in one night? Ciara Harp will be forgotten in prison, while the rest of her family will forever struggle to understand her demented reasons. Hey, thanks for watching. What are your...
That's crazy. Like, that's crazy, man. Like, you never know who in the world you may ever meet. But dudes, guys, and females, because this goes both ways. You never know. Guy out there, he could be the chillest guy out there, but have a whole nother dark, deep secret side about himself, you know, that they might not want nobody to know about, be scared to show. Like, we gotta, like, bruh, this one was crazy, but I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did, you know, and I hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I did. Hope y'all can give me y'all feedback, y'all know. Give me some feedback, you know, throw me some videos out there if y'all got any suggestions. You know, I'm always down for something new, you know, always down to communicate with my subscribers, all that. Hope y'all have a good one, though. Peace.